Reflections.
Great futures begin in Marysville schools.
Our alumni go many places and do special things.
I graduated high school in 2008, and after I left, I went to Central Michigan University.
Where have you worked and where do you live now? And what do you do for a living?
I currently live in Madison, Wisconsin, and while in Madison, Wisconsin, I've worked for a Trek bicycle company. It's the world's largest single bike manufacturer. While I was there, I did social media as well as photography. I was pretty much a brand journalist, if you could say that. So I went to a bunch of different events and got to take pictures and write stories. And now I work for an Amazon company called ShopUp. It's women's fashion, and I do social media while I'm there.
Did you enjoy growing up in the Marysville community? What are some memories you have of your time in Marysville?
I love it because it's a kind of a fun, small community. Some of my favorite memories were riding my bike to class, or riding my bike to school rather, in middle school, and being able to see all your friends whenever you go to any sort of stores. I just kind of like the small town community vibe. I miss that now, living in a bigger city.
What activities, sports, or clubs did you participate in while at MHS, and do you have any fond memories to share?
I do. I have a lot of fun times that I remember in high school, mostly from communication arts class. And it was definitely my favorite class in high school. I didn't do any sports. I wasn't on the football team. I played tennis for a little bit, and then I got a job after school, which kind of took my tennis priorities. But I remember just having so much fun in communication arts, being behind the screen and messing up and having to restart everything over, and just kind of poking fun with you and your friends about different stories and who would be better on camera, and it was a lot of fun.
Were there any specific educators that helped you reach your goals or provide some important words of encouragement?
Miss Herhuth was a big push. She was always just a really, really positive person in class, and it was really easy to learn from someone that has such a good vibe like that. You want to do well for them. You don't want to fail or not succeed in a test, because you don't want to make them feel like maybe they didn't teach you as well as they could have. So she was definitely a big push. Miss Rutledge, I had her in middle school, and she was tough. She was really hard. I don't want to say she was the opposite of Miss Herhuth at all, because she was always positive and fun. But I remember her being like, no, you got to see, you can do better than that. And I'm just making me push myself to study harder and do better, so that I could do good in her class. And then of course, Mr. Smith from Com Arts. That my junior and senior year is what ultimately led me to my career path where I'm at right now. So without Com Arts class and kind of exposing me to the lights and the camera and all that kind of stuff, I definitely wouldn't be in my job today doing what I'm doing.
What are some of the most important skills that you have learned and use on a daily basis?
Communication, for sure, that's definitely key. Being concise also helps. It's really good when you can talk to someone and you have an idea in your head and you can present it to them, and present it to them well and clearly and as quickly as possible. Everyone's attention spans are pretty short nowadays. So you have to be able to say, this is what I want to do, this is how we can do it, and say that kind of quickly and as good as possible. The other thing would be time management, for sure. I work crazy amount of hours, balance tons of emails from international partners, people here in America, and I'm just being able to manage your time and doing everything quick and smooth and easy. And yeah, I guess those are probably the biggest things I've definitely learned, and always to build connections and keep those connections, and always be able to rely on someone to maybe help lead you in the right direction in your future.
How did Marysville Public Schools help prepare you for your future?
It was nice. It was small. They helped prepare me for my future because it was always a good, non-stressful learning environment. You didn't feel like you had too much pressure on you to do really, really well. You just kind of assumed that, you were here, you were learning. The teachers always set you up for success. It wasn't like you felt like, if you got a C or a C- on a test, or you didn't study as hard as you had to, that they would be mad and kind of slap your hand. But it was actually the complete opposite. If you got a C or a C- and you really needed that help, that you could go to your teacher and they'd be able to kind of help guide and push you to do better. It wasn't like you did bad, now I'm going to slap your wrist and you just go away. It was, you did bad, how can we use the tools and knowledge that we have to help you succeed in your future?
What advice would you share with students today? Advice
that I would share is to build strong connections. Don't be afraid to ask people for a little bit of help. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think it's more of an admirable trait to be able to go to someone and ask them, hey, do you know so-and-so? I heard you know someone who went to Central Michigan University, I'm trying to get in there. Do you think that could do it? Or I'm applying for this internship and I hear that, your brother's cousin works at this place. There's nothing wrong with asking people for a little bit of help and keeping those connections strong. And I think, just being true to yourself and what you want to do is another big thing that pushes me every single day. I always just kind of live my life exactly how I want to live it, and it's been good so far.
What goals or adventures do you have planned for your future?
Currently moved a little bit further west than Michigan, being in Wisconsin, but I want to go all the way west. I'd like to move to LA, San Francisco, probably LA would be more so. The social media, kind of the marketing and public relations and advertising is really big out there. I've always been a big West Coast guy. I've done a few trips to California, and it's really good. It's relaxed, it's casual, people are still hard workers there, and I think you're around so many people that want to do good, that have these cool ideas and aren't going to shut down your crazy idea. It's just a really good energy to be around. So that's my next crazy goal, is to move to California one day.
If you know of an MHS graduate that would be willing to share their success story, please contact us at 810-455-6055 or email us at ksmith@marysvilleschools.us.